Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about something very different, and I feel like it's the best time to tell you guys that why I actually made this channel. It was for the sole reason of books. Like, I wanted to be a part of the Booktube community, but when I started off with really different things, and it took a drastic turn. I uploaded videos about skincare and about makeup and all that, but I want to share with you guys the reason why I started it. मुझे books लेने का बहुत ज़्यादा शौक है, and I wanted to read them as well. And the fact that I'm a student of English literature, so I thought कि why not make a channel and review books with you guys. स्टार्ट कर लूँगी तो आप लोग को भी फ़ायदा होगा और मुझे भी फ़ायदा होगा. मैं अच्छे से पढ़ पाऊँगी, मैं अच्छे से रीड कर पाऊँगी, and I will be able to share with you guys whatever I know. So today I am going to have my first booktube video, or call it a haul. So yesterday I went to a bookstore and I got myself so many books, and I'm going to share it with you guys. The first book that I want to share with you guys is this US born book, The World Wars, and it has kind of an introduction and details about the First World War and the Second World War. It is so heavy in weight, right? And I got it for like $14.95. The second thing that I want to mention is that these pages are so sleek and so nice that you would just want to read it the minute you get your hands on these. We have the contents. It has the big battles when it started, the Cold War, the aftermath, the peace, and like it has everything about the World War I and World War II. And it has these images. So it's like not just reading, it's like visual reading, I would call it. You can see all these pictures and everything. When I saw this book, I just couldn't resist myself, and I bought it for myself. The second book that I want to show you guys is Jinnah of Pakistan by Stanley Wolpert, and I got it for like 600 rupees. I will mention in the description box the location and the bookstore where I got this. I will put in their details and everything. And so if you live in Peshawar or in KPK, you can easily get these books from that bookstore. The third book is The Pathans, and I guess it's some kind of history. Yeah, it's history book, and this one too is a history book. The fourth book that I have is From Kargil to the Coup, Events That Shook Pakistan by Naseem Zahra, and the price is not mentioned, but yeah, the price is not mentioned. And look at this black and silver. I love it. I'm so excited to read these books, though I have never read such books. It's my first time, so let's see what happens. The fifth book that I got is Mastering Modern World History by Norman Lowe. I guess that is how it is pronounced. And I got it for like 2,000 rupees after certain discount. And as per my brother, it's a really good book. So I thought, why not to read it? A friend of mine suggested these books, so I got them for myself. The next thing that I want to talk about is this. I got myself Percy Jackson whole series. As I told you guys before, that one of our teacher asked us to focus on Greek mythology and learn as much of it as it's possible, because it helps us in understanding different literatures written in different eras and all. So a friend of mine, she's really good in this Greek mythology and all, and I asked her one day that how can you remember so many gods and goddesses and their names and their powers and everything. So she suggested me to read this series, Percy Jackson, and this is how she learned them. So if I go through these novels, I would just remember everything by heart. So I got myself this series. The first one has like 5 books. It's Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. I've already watched its movie, but I can't recall it, so it's really nice to read it like all over again. Then we have Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. Then we have Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse, Percy Jackson and the Battle of Labyrinth, and Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian. After finishing these series, we have another series by the same writer that goes by the name Percy Jackson and the Greek Gods, and then we have the Greek Heroes. So like in total I got 7 books. There were many other books, but you know, I know myself that I'm a very, very slow reader and I take a lot of time in reading one book, so I thought of just going for these 7 books for a time being, and later on I will see if I were interested, I will buy the rest of them, inshallah. The next thing that I want to share with you guys are these 2 books by Collins Classics. It's The Art of War by Sun Tzu and Dracula. This name is so fascinating, and look at the cover. So I thought, why not to just buy it? I got it for $3.95 and this one for $2.50. I forgot to mention the prices for Percy Jackson. I got each of this book for $7.95, like round about $800. The next books that I want to share with you guys is the one I was dying to read and purchase. It's The Six of Crows, the most hyped book, and it's so lovely. The pages are nice and I'm loving these illustrations. There are certain illustrations, I guess, yeah. Or no, I am mistaken. It's some other book that has illustrations, so just forgive me for that. And I am dying to read it, Six of Crows. Let's see how that goes. The next book that I want to share with you guys is The Grimm's Fairy Tales by Puffin Classics. The cover is so nice and so lively that it will just make you fall in love with it the moment you see it. The pages are really nice and the illustrations are present in this book. Second thing, a few days back I was reading this book, Introduction to Literature. I found that book in my library, and it's really old, and there I read about Grimm. He is a person who used to write stories in ancient. So I read about this person Grimm in that book, and where it was mentioned that he wrote a lot of stories, and to आजकल की जो सबसे ज़्यादा ये hyped up stories हैं और famous stories हैं, just like for example Rapunzel, Snow White, Beauty and the Beast, and all of them, they are all based on them. So when I saw this book, I thought, why not just take it and read it and get a taste of all of his stories. We have time. I have got a huge life, I know, so I'll read it someday, inshallah. The next book is a very famous classic book, Pride and Prejudice. I had it already, but the copy, the print was so bad that I never picked it up, and I never tried to read it. So I got myself a nice copy for reading. Yes, and the cover is so nice. It's by Jane Austen. Of course, you guys know that. The next book that I saw over the internet that has created a hype was Dan Brown's The Da Vinci Code. So I wanted to read this book, so I got it for myself. It's $7.95 per book, and as you can see, it has either it's a series or he has written 3 books. I don't feel like it's a series as much as I am aware of it. So I wanted to read this book and see what's inside. I will share with you guys review of every single book that I read. I know it's gonna be very slow because, telling you guys for a third time, I'm a very, very slow reader and I'm not proud of it at all. It's a bestseller, so I got it for myself, and I am a book junkie, so I don't think before I get something. The next book is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I still can't pronounce it, though I have read it so many times. So let's see what happens there. The next book is again a classic, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. It is so nice. Look at these pages. I feel so bad for you guys because you can't smell it, and I can. So I have it already, but again, same story. I had it in a very bad condition. so I thought of going for a really nice copy before I start reading it. So here it is, and we'll read it soon, inshallah. The next book that I'm about to show you guys is something that's all over the internet. Circe, it's a fiction, and you see the cover is so nice. It's glittery, and when I read it, in the house of Helios, god of the sun and mightiest of the Titans, a daughter is born. Circe is strange, not powerful and terrible like her father, nor gorgeous and mercenary like her mother. It sounds interesting, and I will read it. I will read it for sure. I got it for like $8.95, like around about 900. Let's see what happens next. I got myself this US born book. I love their covers and these pages. They are so sleek, and these illustrations are love. I already have like 6 books of this kind, and I will show it to you guys in some other video when I'll be reviewing the US born books in detail, and I will be sharing with you guys what's the story inside and everything, so you have to wait for that. And look at this cover. It's beautiful, beautiful. God, I wish I was this book. I just want to transform myself into this book right now because it's so pretty and it's so beautiful. I know I sound stupid and creepy and I don't know what, but that's the fact. The last book that I want to share with you guys is my most favorite, and it is something that I'm really, really crazy about. Presenting to you guys George R.R. Martin, Fire and Blood. If you are a Game of Thrones fan, you would know why I'm behaving, insanely and all that. Look at this book. Before I open it up, I want to show you guys the cover. Look at this golden print, or whatever you want to call it. It's so nice. It's so nice. And there's an interesting thing about this book. Though it looks heavy, but it is so light in weight, and the pages are so light that you just want to read it. Look at these illustrations. The dragon, Daenerys dragon and all. I am a huge Game of Thrones fan, and when I saw this book, I was so happy. And I got it for myself because I wanted to read it. We have this new version of books by George R.R. Martin, where the actual series story is written in that, and this is the one from which the Game of Thrones series was inspired, and it is kind of different from the series that we have watched. So, the history of the Targaryen king from Aegon the Conqueror to Aegon the Third. Wow. So that's all for today, and I hope you like this haul. I'm so excited to read all of these books and put them in my shelf, decorate my shelf even more, and I will see you guys in the next video. So before going, Allah Hafiz, take care of yourselves, and lots of love.